Okay, we're getting into it. Polina Gagarina, after someone corrected my inflection of it, singing Raindrops and Lullaby. I so appreciate how much support I've gotten from the last time I reacted to her, the very first time actually. I cannot wait to return the favor with this video. Wonderful how I got my chords tangled up. Regardless, I'll just leave it be. So I'm going to be reacting to this. This was tied with Christina Aguilera's Hurt as a cover she did. I'm going to assume a version instead of a cover because someone described it that way. Some artists have versions instead of covers because it's just a step up in that way. Thank you so much for the support you gave me on the first video. I was quite nervous. I didn't know how much attention it would ever draw, and I appreciate that you gave it as much attention as you did. So let's get into it. Before we move any further, I need to know, is this some sort of chant? Let me know down below, because that's the kind of vibe I'm getting from this so far. I can't really say anything vocally except a chant sounds like this, where you're using full voice and straight tone, minimal vibrato. The only exception I hear her doing as far as stepping out of it is just like vocal flexibility of like riffs and runs. The slightest, smallest bit, you can barely notice it, but I heard a little bit of that going on, and I think it was just like, and it wasn't very obvious that those were the notes she was singing. Not just straight tone, but also strength, pure tone of voice, and then this raspy kind of breath. Just a little breakdown of how she's incorporating the chant. Let's keep going. Nice cry to end it. Okay, there's a little vibrato there. This ain't a chant, I am so sorry. Before we go any further, now that I know it's not a chant, it's more of just like a chant sort of sound incorporated into it. It sounds a lot like magic and mystery at the same time. As far as her vocals, she's reflecting it quite nicely. Got a strength to her vibrato. It's very dramatic. She's also switching between chest voice and then just a raspy chest voice. You know how I was talking about that raspy breath earlier? It's like, it's the kind of compression that makes it breathy, but also makes it sound tight at the same time. It's not like, that's breathy, but it's not tight. That's breathy, and it is tight. I feel like what I just said was a ramble. I promise I'll pause it next time when I have something a bit more concise to say. also a lot of smiling that makes me think it's something exciting. Not to mention the charisma. You cannot deny it. She's owning it. Okay, she's moving her body around a lot, and clearly she's pumped up, she's energized, she's got all that adrenaline pumping, as this is a performance in front of everyone. Not only is she... Okay, there's 2 points to this. First off, she's moving her body around a lot like this, and that kind of makes it difficult if you're not trained to keep your breath going and your notes stabilized as you let out all the sound. That is something that takes advanced to expert level breath support. So good on her for that. And she did not sound out of place, off pitch whatsoever. You're at risk of being off pitch, off center, when you move your body around a little extra like that. She was not. Clearly she was prepared for this, so good on her for that. Second, she's literally getting everyone else involved in the vibe of the song. She's literally taking the energy from the room that she's omitting into it and getting everyone else to raise it even higher. I don't know what to call that other than inclusivity and just a kind of look at me kind of personality when on stage. And I haven't really discovered any singer like that until now. This is probably what's going to make her stand out for me in my mind, so I'm so glad I stopped to talk about this. Let's see what the rest is like for her. See what I mean? That riff. That's what I'm talking about when I say very difficult to pick up on. It's, pardon me for saying this, but this is the only way I can explain it. It sounds a lot like the way Mariah Carey sounds when she's doing riffs and runs. It's so incredibly light, so incredibly indistinctive unless you're truly listening, so incredibly fast that it's hard to even notice those riffs and runs unless you have a trained ear. That's how unbelievably and delightfully light she was on it. Mariah does it that way all the time, her being a coloratura soprano, and the way she did it that clearly, that fast, that just perfectly in this. I mean, I don't know what else to say other than that. It's just perfect. Let's bring it back. Ночь плывет, и мы за ней в мир таинственных огней. Попроси. Nice transition from breath to full tone at the end. I don't think that was transitioning to a mix. It was still in head voice. But that's my reaction to it. I feel that it wasn't exactly the best reaction I could have given you guys. I apologize for that. But hopefully you learned something. Hopefully I did this reaction some justice. So thank you so much for continuing to speak up. I'm probably going to cover her version of Hurt next, so put your requests in the comments if you want, but you know what I'm gonna do next. Put as much as you want in the comments here and in that one if you want me to keep reacting to her. With that said, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more of Polina, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Bye.